Barbara, welcome to the Flame and Fiber CoronaVlog. Past. It's Saturday, January 2nd, 2021. 2021. I hope you had a good New Year's Day. I had a quiet New Year's Day. It was rainy. I had a fire. We walked the dogs in the rain and then stayed in. And Dennis built me a fire and I knit. And all I did was knit. And I forgot to bring my sweater. I'll show you my sweater. So yesterday all I did was knit and talk about what temperature I was going to use. Which I didn't do. Oops. Losing my mohair. It's kind of like losing your mojo. Only not. I think I'm going to do the temperature it is when I walk the dogs because it's hard to figure out the temperature, the high temperature of the day. I was looking on my phone trying to see. It was like 9 o'clock. It's going to be 38, but it was 33 when we walked the dog. So I'm setting low today. I decided I'm going to do the temperature it was when I walked the dogs because I always have to find out the temperature in the car and you know, so that's what I think I'm gonna go with for my library. So I'm gonna do yesterday's book today because I didn't do it yesterday for the temperature of 33 degrees. According to my chart, 33 degrees is Saxe. Saxe, as in Saxe-Coburg, maybe. But it's silk. This is it, Saxe. I can take it out of the paper because I'm going to use it today. Of course, that's not why I didn't take it out of the paper before. I didn't take it out of the paper before because it's hard to take the paper off. But it's hard to see. It's hard to see the color, the real color, with the plastic on. So, and this one is silk. It's a very pretty blue. See, it's shiny. It's almost like you can't even tell I took the plastic off most of it. I didn't take the plastic off all of it. But. So that's that's book number 1. Because January 1st, we walked the dogs and it was 33 degrees. So we walked the dogs and I sat and I knit. And I knit. And I knit. And I knit, and I knit. So when last you saw my sweater, this is my Advent sweater, I was right here. I had just started adding the purple. And this is where I am. I've split for the sleeves. I have about 8 inches to go. 10 inches to go. And this is what it looks like. What do you think? I'm not sure what I think about it. I think I might have liked it better a little more faded at the top. It looks more faded at the bottom, but that's only because of the way the yarns are more variegated. I'm not sure, but it is what it is. This is the color that I'm working on right now. And when I put in that first pop of coral, I was like, oh, this may be a color I regret later, but I don't. I was able to bring it together. This little yellow is a little bit, maybe, but now I'm bringing in more yellow, and suddenly it looks like it goes. So that's how this kind of thing works, I think. So I'm enjoying the knitting immensely. I couldn't put it down, which is why I didn't do my book. Well, And also I have the sort of inertia problem with the book because I haven't been embroidering. But the reality is, I'll make a note of the temperature. The reality is, I can do the book over. If I become a better embroiderer, and I look back and say my book number 1 was so terrible, I can always go do it and fix it. You know, it's okay. So anyway, that's what I did yesterday. That's it. I worked on my sweater, but I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I wasn't, you know, I was a little concerned about the gray, would it mute it too much? But it doesn't feel like it has muted it too much. It has muted it a little bit, but I think it's been good. I shouldn't wear lipstick when I'm handling mohair. Anyway, so that's what I did yesterday. All day. I spent the whole day. That's a good way to bring in the new year, I think. But I am feeling a little blah today. Some kind of, I went to bed and I had trouble falling asleep. I was missing my granddaughters, my kids, as we do during this time of separation. And yeah, feeling a little blah. But it's a bright sunny day today, which is nice. I mean, we did walk the dogs in the rain yesterday, and it was chilly. It was 33. Let me check my library. Before I forget, I want to give you an update on Pearl, because people have been asking me, and I keep forgetting. She's upstairs with Dennis. I'm bringing him tea in about a half an hour. Our vet said there's nothing more she can do for Pearl, except continue with the pain meds or whatever kind of meds she's on. She has a pulled groin muscle and a slight tear in her knee, like the ACL, the dog version of the ACL, in the knee, both on the same leg. And the two things are aggravating each other. And so she's not really getting better. And she recommends that we go see a sports vet. There's such a thing as a sports vet. Isn't that weird? I guess that's for like greyhound racing dogs. I guess agility dogs. Well, I guess vets aren't just dogs. Maybe it's horses. Well, if it was horses, they would send us to New Bolton Center. Of course, that's horses. She's a dog. New Bolton Center is where Smarty Jones, was that the horse? It's run by Penn, the University of Pennsylvania. And it's not that far from us, but anyway, it's for horses, never mind. She wants us to go to Annapolis. Annapolis is like 3 hours away. And I don't know, I'm just trying to picture how that's going to work in COVID, times of COVID. Her partner told us we needed to go there or the University of Pennsylvania to have her knee looked at for one reason or another, and it turned out he was misreading the x-ray, but we found it. He said she needed arthroscopic surgery to remove like a chipped bone or something. Turned out it wasn't actually chipped. We went to someone closer, so we might try them first. Anyway, so she is not really getting better, although we're trying to be better about giving her pills, you know, in the perfect timing. So maybe that will help. We are not so good at that, and maybe that will help. So we're trying to be better about that. And trying to keep her as calm as we can, and maybe things can heal a little bit. slink up that back leg so she's can't even use it, and then see what happens. I don't even know. I don't know.
Oh.
But meanwhile, she's got a very happy-go-lucky countenance, and she seems perfectly fine, except when she's limping. So now I got mohair on my lipstick. And you can't even see my lipstick. One of my lipsticks that I got is pretty pale. I put a little of the pink on top just so, you know, like, whatever. Now it's got mohair in it. Today's the drawing for the hedgehog sock fiber. Everybody who told me something about their New Year's is in this bucket. So the winner of the hedgehog sock in the potluck colorway is I got two. Sorry, I got two. Now I have one. Danielle! You win! I was a little worried. Congratulations, Danielle. I have your address. I was a little worried when I was doing this that, oh, you know, it's going to be a little weird if, like, one of my friends got picked. And then I thought about it, and I thought, well, heck. This is full of friends. This is full of friends. Of course it's going to be a friend. It was always going to be a friend. So, congratulations, Danielle. And thank you, everybody, for all your discussion of a brighter 2021. There you go, Danielle. Well, I have your address, so I have to. That's what I'm going to do. Try to get to the post office before noon today. I don't know if it'll be possible, but if it is possible, I'll even mail it before you maybe even know you won. Although you always watch first, early. Congratulations. And thank you again, everybody, for helping us think about a brighter, cheerier 2021. What we can do for ourselves and our lives and our world. Try to feel better. Oh, cool. But like I said, I was like, oh, but you know, there aren't any people in here who don't feel like friends. So it's always going to be a friend. And that's the way it works. That's the way communities work. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Anyway, I guess I'm going to go, and I guess I'm going to go work on my mailings. I have 2 checks to mail, and I have 2 packages to mail, and if I get going quick, it's Saturday. The post office closes at like noon. But I should have time if I just do it, and it would feel good to have it done. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say goodbye. Congratulations, Danielle. Thank you, everyone who participated. I really do appreciate it. And have a wonderful weekend. It's the weekend. It's a beautiful day in Pennsylvania. I think it's supposed to be warm. Dennis was talking about going and working and is doing some woodworking because it's supposed to be a little warm today. So we'll see what the temperature is when I take my walk. I will be doing 2 books this afternoon. That's my plan. So we'll see how I do. You'll see tomorrow. I'll show you tomorrow. I should be doing 2 books. My yesterday walk book, which will be the sacks. And if today is warmer, it will be probably light teal, crushed berries, or ruby. Could even go into mulberry, which would bring it up to 54 degrees. Mulberry. So we'll have Saks and mulberry. Or whatever. You'll find out tomorrow. Big mystery. So I'm wearing my cowl, as you can see, which goes with everything, as it turns out, of course, goes with the beige. I wonder if it's going to go with my sweater. Looks like it will. Looks like it will. I guess it's time for me to weave in some ends on my... I still don't weave in the ends on this. I just hid them. So anyway, I'm having fun with this goofy sweater, and it's not taking me very long. Wow. In fact, I had trouble, partly had trouble falling asleep because my butt hurt because I sat all night. That's how much I was knitting. Way too much. But those are my balls that I'm working on right now. So anyway, I will say goodbye. And maybe I will feel a little cheerier if I get my mail out. Congratulations again, Danielle. And I've heard from Rebecca, and she's so sounds kind of upbeat, which is nice. And the contributions she used to buy mattresses so everybody can sleep well, and they're starting to kind of get themselves a little organized. And so, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody who's, starting a reset or thinking, It's funny because Leslie yesterday on her vlog said something about how, New Year's Day is, is an arbitrary day that the sun goes around, the earth goes around the sun and spins, and, people have just made these arbitrary designations, and New Year's Day is an arbitrary designation, which is absolutely true. But for myself, I find that it's kind of nice to have sort of this external idea of, okay, something new is beginning. We're restarting. We're resetting a little bit. I know that I found that with my job. I worked as a project manager and systems analyst for 20, almost 30 years. But before that, I had lots of different jobs, and I had been a bank teller for a couple of stints in my life, for quite a few years over a couple of different jobs. And I realized when I was working my last main big job that one of the things I missed about being a bank teller, and you wouldn't think there would be many, but I actually liked being a bank teller. I liked working with the public. It doesn't pay at all. Be nice to your bank tellers. They're not making any money. But the one nice thing about being a bank teller is that at the end of the day, you settle your cash drawer. You settle. You're done. If you screwed up, you screwed up. You put a line under it. It goes into accounting. And then every morning you start fresh. You start fresh with a fresh settled drawer. And every day you start fresh. And school teachers have that same concept, only it's the whole year, the school year starts, they have new kids, they have a class, they go through their whatever, come the end of June or whenever, and their year is done. And they're going to start fresh with a new set of kids in September and have that sort of reset. You have a finite this, and then you start over, and you know. And I never had that with my job. I was always working on a lot of projects, and it felt like none of them ever really went away. Even when you finished a project and delivered data, there were only a few projects where at the end of collecting the data and doing the research, I had to destroy the data and make sure that we didn't have it backed up or anything. There were a couple of times that happened. Those were the only projects that never came back. All the other projects somehow came back, and I was there for 30 years. People walk in my office, Barb, you remember that project we did for so-and-so and such and so? And, I'm like, come back in 20 minutes. It'll, come back to me. And it did eventually. But nothing ever ended. It felt like nothing ever really ended. It was always, something was always being resurrected again. And so I do like that idea of a finish and a begin. And we don't have that sort of natural rhythm. I don't have that natural rhythm in my life. Certainly not now. I don't even have weekends anymore because I'm retired. You know, one of the things about, you know, working a 9-to-5 job is that you have sort of, you know, hump day. You have Monday, you have hump day, then you have Friday, and you know, and then the weekend. And you have sort of a rhythm to your life in a way that, because I'm retired, I don't have. So I find the idea of a new year, while I don't do resolutions, and Leslie's right, it is, you know, sort of an artificial designation. I like it. I like thinking about it as a little bit of a fresh calendar. Speaking of which, I have to find my granddaughter's calendar. Today's the day to put it up. Yesterday was. You know, a new calendar with new granddaughter pictures going on the wall, and maybe I'm cheering myself up. That would be good. I was feeling blue last night. But I'll put my granddaughters on the wall and get my packages out, and I'll feel better. And checks in the mail, and I'll feel better. So I will do that. So I will go do those things to make me feel better. And this afternoon, I am going to embroider some books. We'll see how I do. And if I do crummy, I'll take them out and I'll get a lesson from Christy tomorrow night during my Crafting with Christy night tomorrow night. But meanwhile, I can always try. You just take it out. It'll be fine. Maybe that's my motto for this year. Can always try. It'll be fine. Of course, my mantra has for you know, decades been, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. That is my mantra. You're welcome to it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Been my mantra at work for 30 years. I just found my posts. I've been retired for 7 years. Crazy. I started saying goodbye 5 minutes ago or more. That's how I always work. Anyway, I will say goodbye now. And I will go work on my packages, and we'll see how I do, and I'll tell you all about it tomorrow, and it'll be just as, you know, riveting. Please be well. Please be well going into the new year. Take good care of yourselves. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay sane.